Go there because honestly, I was in denial. I knew God had forgiven me, but I didn't forgive myself. You know, being in ministry, the word abortion, I honestly couldn't even say it. And anyone that you would think I could counsel or talk to, I would shy away from it. Hi, my name is Trish Sclafani, and my freedom journey started back when my 17-year-old son was struggling with drug addiction. Just that journey of my son getting arrested, and he had some moments where things got better, but then in the long run, he ended up being incarcerated for 17 months. And it was really a hard time for me and my husband, because my husband is a figure in the church where you carry this, your kids have to be perfect. And so it was hard because our kids weren't perfect. We weren't perfect. We were a certain way on the outside, when on the inside we were really broken. In all of that, there was a past that I kept silent. I didn't keep it silent. The enemy kept me silent, truly, and he kept me in bondage. And that was that shame and guilt that I carried all those years of, that I had 3 abortions by the time I was 21. I was, suppressing this pain, and I never even could connect the pain of abortion to my true pain. I struggled with depression. I struggled even before I became a Christian. I used drugs and alcohol to suppress that pain that I carried. So I knew things weren't right, but I didn't know how to get myself help. I was at a couple different events, and people were sharing about their healing and abortion and surrendering it. And I went to visit my girlfriend's church, and this man comes out on the stage and he introduces himself, and he starts talking about, he says he's a post-abortive man. And he talked about a ministry called Deeper Still in Lancaster County. So I went home and I looked up this ministry, and I was so ready. I was like, you know what? I am so ready to just surrender this pain and walk through this. And it was like grabbing hold of the hem of the garment. And I was like, oh yeah, Jesus, there is help. There's hope is on the way. Through that journey that weekend, it was the first time I acknowledged, honestly, my sin of abortion. I acknowledged really what abortion is. I acknowledged that I have 3 children in heaven. I repented, and there was even a part in that retreat where we had a moment where we could grieve. I left there that weekend so filled with peace. There was grief, but there was peace with it. And I could finally not have fear. There's been restoration. I knew my story could be powerful, not just for any woman, but there are so many women I meet in ministry that had abortions in the past. Now I have the wisdom behind the newfound freedom because of the journey that he's walked me through. Experiencing freedom, intimacy with Jesus on deeper levels, I kind of got hooked to that feeling like, this is awesome, and like, what more do I have that I can surrender? And so I got involved in Deeper Still, and I suddenly was asked to share and speak. And if I had one message, my message would be that we are always on a journey of freedom. It should never stop. It should just keep going until we get to heaven. My freedom journey is knowing my full identity in Christ, who he's called me to be, working through past hurts, walking through healing, surrendering, saying yes when I don't want to, and learning who I truly am as a daughter of his. My definition of freedom is just giving everything I have to Jesus. Living in a place where I know myself and it just continuing. The sky's the limit on the gifts he has for me, personally, the treasures that are there that he has for me. And freedom is not defined by what is absent, but freedom is defined by who is present.